My daughter sat on the couch next to my wife while their two boys chased each other around a coffee table for an hour and a half. And I'm looking at my calm, sweet daughter on the couch. Like, this girl chilling over here is like my spirit animal. I think I was supposed to be a girl dad.
Hey, it's your girl, Emily Curl with iHeartRadio, and today we're hanging out with country music singer and songwriter Brett Young. Brett, thank you for being here. How are you? How is life? What's going on?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. Life is good. Everybody has the same answer. It's been a weird year, but for me it was, if you had to time it anyway at all, I would have timed it this way, because being around this year for my daughter's first year was pretty special, and so I have a lot of memories that I wouldn't have had otherwise, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So life is good. New music, new baby on the way. We're very blessed.
Let's start with the new music. Your new song, Not Yet, is out now. Congratulations. It's honestly such a sweet song. What was the inspiration behind this one?
Thank you. I think, most of the time when I write, I'm really looking for a way to use like a play on words or a twist on a situation that's been sung about before. And this one just felt like such a down the middle. We didn't want to get too heady or too smart with, because I think, we had the opportunity to kind of connect with everybody, every single audience with this one. And it's just about those moments in life, that you're so present in the moment that you realize how good and special that moment is. And while you're in the moment, you start wishing that the night never had to end, In some way or another, everybody's had that experience. And so the only one thing that we did, which I think is interesting, wasn't intentional, is it's kind of, if you don't listen to it, if you read it, it kind of reads like a ballad. But the track has so much energy and tempo to it that it's really like this love song ballad written over this up-tempo, happy song. And so it's a fun one for me. And I haven't gotten to write with Justin Ebach and Kelly Archer since my first single years ago, Sleep Without You. So it was fun to get back with them as well. And I think it's going to be something that connects with a lot of people.
And now, would you ever consider doing a stripped down version of it, like talking about like how different the music is, like underneath?
Yeah, in fact, we've done this with every record, and we will again put out acoustic versions of all of these songs, just because music was born for me as just me and my guitar, and then for 10 years in Los Angeles before I moved to Nashville, those were all of my gigs. It was me, a guitar, and a microphone. So that's usually how these songs are written. And so I think it's important for people to see where they started and where they came from.
When you think about your life and your growing family, which is so exciting, what is the one memory you cannot wait to make with them?
We can't wait to see our daughter Presley become a big sister. The memories that we're going to make watching her be a big sister and start learning how to be nurturing and all of that. I'm looking most forward to watching that friendship develop between sisters.
Now, does she realize she's getting a sister? Like, has that registered for her yet?
She knows something's going on. My wife is now over 6 months pregnant, so it's very visibly mommy's body's changing, and she's to the point now where she loves babies. She loves playing with dolls. She points out babies on TV all the time now and goes, baby. But I don't think the connection has been made yet that those babies that she's falling in love with, that's what's happening in mama's body.
For you, what's the best part so far about being a girl dad?
I could give you the right answer, but I'll give you the honest answer instead. I wanted a boy. I didn't want her to be a boy. I just always wanted to have a boy. Really soon after she was born, we started going across the street to our neighbor's house for like play dates with their kids, and they have two boys. And they're the sweetest boys, but the amount of energy that boys have. My daughter sat on the couch next to my wife while their two boys chased each other around a coffee table for an hour and a half. And I'm looking at my calm, sweet daughter on the couch, and I'm going,
just chilling. She's just
like, am I sure I'm cut out to have a boy? I think I was made to. Like, this girl chilling over here is like my spirit animal. I think I was supposed to be a girl dad. But also the way that she loves. She's so sweet and affectionate. She has been since the day she was born. I've developed quite a bond with her pretty quickly.
Now, she got to see you play live.
She can't stay up late enough for the show, but this last Friday at Texas Christian, she came out for sound check, and it was the first time she's been in the room when we played Lady, her song, and we have video of her dancing out in the crowd during sound check, and it was kind of the first time, because she came on the road right before COVID hit at the beginning of my Chapters tour, but she was a newborn.
What would you say is the most surprising thing that fatherhood has taught you?
I already knew this, but not to the degree that I've realized it now. Is just how selfish you are until you have this little thing that needs you all the time, and you take a back seat to all of their needs, and it's a rude awakening. But it's like I feel like it's so essential for you to be able to play your role as a parent is you first have to realize that you're not important anymore. I think I had to like look back in at myself and make some serious adjustments.
Your new album coming out, Weekends Look a Little Different These Days, is hilarious because weekends probably do look a lot different for you these days. Tell us about this music and how you settled on the title of the album.
Well, the title track is a song that I wrote with two buddies, great songwriters, Ben Caver and Zach Crowell, and they're both dads too. And I wanted to kind of talk about an experience that I had right after Presley was born. I was sitting on the couch one Saturday morning watching college football, and I had her in my lap, just wearing a diaper, no clothes on, drinking a bottle, and I'm still like, rubbing my eyes because I'm tired. This isn't how college football Saturday used to look.
Just a little different, I'm sure.
This bottle she's drinking is a different bottle, and there's no like bags of chips on it. My buddies aren't over here because they slept over from the night before. Like, this is very different. And it kind of gave me this idea that that's probably every new parent's experience, especially new dad. And when I got with Ben and Zach, it resonated with them immediately because they were parents before me even. And so they're like, oh, we get that. We got to write that song. So I love the bridge in that song. Says it's crazy. There's babies with messy hair and toys and clothes and bottles scattered everywhere. And any parent knows exactly what that living room looks like. So I think it was just an honest lyric to the life that, I'm living right now currently.
What do you miss most about performing live, and what are you most looking forward to?
Most artists would probably say the same thing. The adrenaline and the energy that you get back from the audience is like, it's like a drug. The only thing I've ever felt anything that's even close to it is getting on the mound back when I played baseball. When you have a full crowd, and an important game, like that's the same kind of adrenaline, only I feel it more when I get in front of an audience. And so there's a lot of music, Lady has now gone #1 at country radio, but it really hasn't had its chance out there in front of audiences. So there's a lot of new music, but also there's songs that kind of got gypped. I think I'm just looking forward to reconnecting with fans and sharing music that kind of hasn't had its day in the sun.
Is Lady the #1 song you're most excited to play live?
Yeah, I think because it's had such a life, digitally and on radio, but it hasn't, like I said, had its day in the sun yet. It hasn't gotten to have its concert moments, and those are, that's one thing that I've always loved about In Case You Didn't Know. In Case You Didn't Know was years ago for me now, but it creates its own new moments every single night on stage, whether somebody's proposing or it gets people to start slow dancing or whatever. There's a whole different life that a song takes on live, and Lady hasn't had that yet. So that or the new single, not yet, just because of all the energy that it's going to bring, and it's going to be working its way up the charts at radio once we get back out there. So I think those two are the ones I'm most excited about.
Now, in honor of Not Yet, I want to play a quick game with you before we let you go. I'm going to give you a scenario, and you tell me if this is something you've done before or if you haven't done it, not yet.
Okay.
So yes or not yet. Sound good?
Got it.
Okay. Forgotten a lyric on stage.
Definitely done it.
Does that happen often?
No, but too many times. But no, not a lot.
At that point, do you just stick the mic out to the crowd and let them sing along?
Embarrassingly, have had to rely on them for lyrics a lot of times. And yes, I point the microphone a lot. But most of the time, it's staged. It's like part of the gag. But every once in a while, it's like, ooh, I don't know what comes here. Anybody?
Gotten a tattoo?
I have tons of tattoos. Yeah, well, I'm like covered all the way, chest, back, ribs. I just got both of my daughter's heartbeats on my ribs here. I think that's probably the end of it, or else my mom will disown me.
Played a show with your hero?
Multiple times. Gavin DeGraw and Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men as singers when I was really young started to shape like me, like veering more towards the kind of R&B side of things. And Gavin's songwriting was his first record, Chariot, was what made me want to write songs. So, getting to write a song and perform it on my last record with Gavin, and then getting to do Crossroads with Boyz II Men, and then become friends with them since, and share a stage with them, and it's a pinch myself kind of thing for sure. The first country song that caught my ear was Tim McGraw, Don't Take the Girl, like back in '93. I finally got to meet him in Dublin last year. Tim was awesome. Tim, so he had heard that story, and it was that C2C trip 2 years ago when him and Faith were doing all their shows together, and we opened 2 of the 3 arenas for them. And he actually sent somebody to my dressing room and said, like, I've heard Brett's story and we've just never met each other. Does he want to come down and hang for a little bit? And so I got to go down and hang with him and talk with him and take a picture. And I mean, he didn't have to do that, first of all. He certainly didn't have to give me 20 minutes of his time before a show, but he was awesome and down to earth, and I mean, he just keeps putting out hits. He's a legend.
Created your own signature recipe.
I have a barbecue sauce line coming out this year. My father-in-law had like his secret recipe, but it was really like taking two products and blending them together. I won't say what they were, but so we decided that it was so good, it was known as like his famous barbecue sauce, that we would bring in a partner, a buddy of mine that's a chef, and deconstruct everything to make that combo from scratch and put it out. So we'll have a barbecue sauce coming out hopefully before the end of the year.
Couple more for you. Played matchmaker.
Yeah, one of my best friends from college was wanting to transfer jobs, and he was living in Fresno, where he's from and where we went to school, wanting to come to Orange County where I was living, and I knew a girl that worked in the same field. It wasn't intended to be matchmaker, it was intended to be her helping him find a job so he could transfer down. And she literally broke up with her boyfriend the night before she came to meet him, and they've been together ever since, and they got 2 little girls, so I take credit for that.
Okay, last one for you, Brett. Speaking of your girls, have you written a song for all 3 of your girls yet?
Well, I mean, technically, Lady is for both Presley and Taylor, so I checked 2 boxes with that one right there. I know this next one is going to deserve a song. As of now, I don't know what the song would be, and I'm wondering, the song that I wrote for Presley and Taylor, I wrote before Presley was born, and so the whole thing was like, you know, I have no idea how I'm gonna. This is gonna be new for me, and it can't be that this time because I've now been a parent for a year and a half, and so I almost feel like I need to let our next daughter be born and get to know her and write a song that is, you know, authentically about her once I start to learn her personality. So it might come a little later with this one, but she'll get one too.
Before we let you go, what else can we look forward to from you this year?
The new record's coming out, and I'm so fired up about that. I feel like even though we only put 2 singles out off the second record, and then Lady kind of snuck in, I feel like it's been forever since we've released new music. So I'm most excited about that and getting to tour the record. We're going to play a few one-offs, but really my Caliville weekend in September in Palm Springs will kind of kick off a light touring season for us for the rest of this year, which I'm excited about. I am in the studio now doing my first Christmas album. So we'll have a Christmas album out at the end of the year. We've still got our clothing line, Caliville, that we put out with Kohl's that's in stores, and we're expanding that line, and so that's fun, and just staying busy and trying to play as much golf as I can, and more importantly, just really want to get back to 3-4 shows a weekend to start getting in front of fans.
Congratulations on all the new music. Congratulations on your growing family. So excited for you. Brett, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Thanks so much for watching our interview with Brett Young. Make sure you stream his new single, Not Yet, out now on iHeartCountry, and we'll see you next time.